Do you think it's safe to say, Tyler, that the DEI pilots clip was the most viral thing that Charlie had ever been associated with? And it wasn't like, you know, it was wildly misunderstood, but do you think at that point it was probably the biggest clip of Charlie that had spread?
100%. And here's, I wanted to piggyback on what we were saying before. A lot of Andrew got the brunt of a lot of this stuff because
deservingly
he was saying things that, again, the whole premise and setup of thought crime and a lot of the conversations that we had was Charlie was quarterbacking and then we were the ones, you know, kind of feeding into it.
Well, I apologize for nothing.
And Charlie would kind of cue it up and then Andrew would lean in on it, but make no mistake, these were conversations that were being had in the background.
Of course.
And that's important.
By the way, what's amazing is I was only a part of about 50% of the thought crimes. So just imagine how much more defending of Charlie we'd have to do.
Whoa. Andrew was in the background of every show, every conversation, even if he wasn't on there. No, you're not getting out of this. You're not getting out of this.
All right. He's like, he stepped back from the bonfire. And he was the guy who was the kindling.
Every episode.
And the gasoline.
All right. But
I think I blame Blake.
Yeah. Let's get into it because we've been telling you.
Drive. Blake's going to kind of drive today.
We blame Blake for enough. Yeah, he's not getting blamed for this.
So I want to get blamed for this one. Anyway, so the clip that's getting passed around a lot, this is one of the ones that popped up the most, is people get really mad about what Charlie says about black pilots. So let's just start with the original clip. Let's do clip 168.
And that's why I think this United story and the DEI story hits so hard, because we've all been in the back of a plane when the turbulence hits or when you're flying through a storm and you're like, I'm so glad I saw the guy with the right stuff and the square jaw get into the cockpit before we took off. And I feel better now thinking about that.
No, I mean, like, you want to go thought crime? Like, I'm sorry, if I see a black pilot, I'm going to be like, boy, I hope he's qualified.
Well, that's the you wouldn't have done that. You wouldn't have done that before.
That's not an immediate.
No, you wouldn't have done that before.
That's not who I am. That's not what I believe.
It is the reality the left has created. Now, that last part is really important.
Gotta go thought crime.
Like, obviously, they're doing this thing where they just act like we just came in and we're just like, oh, we care about the skin color of who flies planes. No, Charlie doesn't want to care about that. The left wants to care about that. So here's an important piece of context that this is basically what we were reacting to. This is a clip of United Airlines CEO Scott Kirby making a pretty intense commitment to hitting diversity quotas at his airline. Let's play clip 200.
How is diversity and diversity targets working into the Aviate Academy?
We have committed that 50% of the class of the classes will be women or people of color. Today, only 19% of our pilots at United Airlines are women or people of color. And by the way, from all the data I've seen, that's the highest of any airline in the country.
All right. So can I just jump in here really quick? This is incredibly important. So that is the clip Charlie and I and everybody was responding to. That right now they had 19% women and people of color in their pilot corps. They wanted to get it up to 50% for every new pilot corps. Why is that a really dumb thing to do? First of all, meritocracy. Charlie believed in meritocracy. Let the best man or woman win. Second of all, Jack, riddle me this. Do you know what percentage of new pilots that are training to be pilots, whether that's just getting their pilot's license or trying to go into an academy of some sort to become a professional pilot? Do you know what percentage are women or people of color?
Is that 13%?
It's about 9%.
13%. That's a different statistic.
Yeah, it's 9%. It's 9%. So that means that you're essentially trying to fill 50% of the spots from 9% of the population of the.
Wait, you're saying not qualified, just training.
Just trained. So these are people. People who want to be a new pilot.
Basically, like getting their hours, going through.
90% are white males. It just happens to be one of those professions where white males go to a lot. So Charlie was making the point that if you are going to pull 50% of your pilots from 9 or 10% of the population of new pilots, then you're going to have to do something that is not in favor of meritocracy. You're going to have to lower your standards to get them on.
Standards.
So he said that if you impose this quota, then I'm going to start asking questions. Boy, I hope you're qualified. And he said, I never did that before, and I don't want to do it in the future.
For full shows, live and on demand, it's Salem News Channel.